Block forecasting tend to be overlooked by carriers. This activity is very important as other planning activities such as network planning and revenue management because they have a direct impact on the bottom line. So when airlines are doing block forecasts, they have to do it thoughtfully and correctly because it will affect their profitability and reliability. So block forecasting is the activity of finding the time a flight goes from point A to point B. So if you give too much time too little time to a flight, you can create a set of operational problems and such as propagation of delay or making the pilots fly faster to make it on time. If you put too much time on the schedule, then you can reduce the ability to generate revenue for that specific flight or flights, which can be negative. Therefore, when airlines it's important to have a good block forecasting because you need to find that balance between reliability and profitability. Airlines tend to be, they have different levels of sophistication when forecasting block. Some of them are not sophisticated enough, and what they do is they use the same block for every flight, every day, every year, every month, and every time. On the other hand, you have the other airlines that are more sophisticated. They have optimization forecasting tools that they can go to the flight-specific level. When forecasting block, coordination is very important because you have to have alignment between the network planning group and the group doing that forecast. And in addition, the block forecasting group has to be in coordination with other operation planning groups such as crew and airport. The more frequent you do your block forecasting, the best is going to be because you need to take into consideration the historical data and also the future data that or future issues are coming into your operational environment. For example, a new runway in a new hub, in one of your hubs, can be the case of a new operational change. If you don't take that item into your forecast, you might be overshooting your block forecast. And so the other important aspect of the block forecasting is the inputs that go into the forecast. Typically, airlines can use the main inputs are the airborne time, the taxi out time, taxi in, the scheduled departure time, the scheduled block, and the actual block. With this information, practically every carrier can determine the block forecast. Finally, it's very important that airlines understand the seasonality involved with the block forecast because not all the time, for example, winds will have a direct impact on how the actual blocks behave. Our business consulting group has extensive experience on block optimization. We typically go to an airline and we begin with looking at doing an assessment. That assessment, we try to understand what is the block performance at the high level, and then we compare it to industry best practice to understand how far that airline is from this best practice. After that, we drill down to segment level and to the flight level to find for optimization opportunities on the block. And typically in that stage, we also ask for different questions such as how many times the carrier do the block forecasting, what inputs they use to do the block forecast, do they have any tool, do they have an optimized block file, and what system they use. So when we complete our assessment, we now have a set of recommendations, and we can help them to create an optimized block file based on these recommendations, and we can run it through our proprietary tools, and we can really get how much value the change on the block times can bring to the company and affect your profitability. We have a strong operational area inside the business consulting practice. We typically get engaged in areas such as crew planning, integrated planning analysis, block optimization, and operation control center realignments. All these areas are very important to help the airline to reduce costs, improve operational efficiency, and more importantly, provide a superior customer service. Airlines are realizing that running an efficient operation can bring a lot of benefits to the bottom line, either on the financial and also improving customer service and satisfaction. So we have been receiving lately a lot of requests to help them to improve their operational planning processes and the coordination between different groups such as network, maintenance, operation control center, staffing levels at the airport, and flight attendants and pilots. So when we help airlines doing this, they can achieve the reliability goals, and they also can achieve a high level of customer service. In our experience, block optimization can bring a lot of value to the airlines. It's typically overlooked, but when well implemented, can bring extraordinary benefits on performance and financials. To give an example, one airline changing 1 point or 2 points on the block performance can bring in excess of 10 millions in incremental revenue. And in these times where airlines are facing very hard times, that is money that can affect the bottom line.